Do the intro, man. Do the intro, bro.
What's going on? It's your boy Summer, summersdomain.com.
What up? It's Reese, the Marshall of your empire.
We're here for the final
review of the day.
Final review today, and finally, Vince Staples' debut album.
Oh wait, I forgot. I didn't realize I did short on.
Oh snap!
Nice.
Whew. Shine Cold Chain Volume 2.
Didn't realize. Shout out to that man because he's great.
Great person.
He's always hella cool to us whenever we run into him.
Yes.
What's his dude's name?
Corey.
Shout out to Corey too, because Corey gave me the shirt just off the strength when we interviewed him last year, and we've yet to put the interview out. We need to.
Anyways,
sorry.
Summertime 06. The double disc debut album. That's ambitious because a lot of people do not do double disc anymore.
Let alone as a debut album.
Exactly, especially on a major label.
Yep.
I mean, I look at it like someone like E40's gonna do it. E40 will do something like
but
that.
It wasn't his debut.
On top of that, it's rare to see a double disc debut, and it's rare to see a double disc in this day and age.
So you recently wrote a piece about this album, so I'm gonna let you steer this because you have more to say than me. Go ahead.
The piece that I've been working on is about how I'm disappointed by Summertime 06. And when I say disappointed, I don't mean that as a reflection of this album being bad or below quality.
Or subpar,
any of that. But I was reading interviews that he was doing with like The Guardian and The Fader, and it sounded like he was about to drop one of like the best like story-related albums since like Good Kid, Mad City. And I was hyped. Expectations were high because the way he speaks in a way that it's like, wisdom beyond his years. He speaks with a strong mentality of knowing what he's talking about. He speaks with
she's a lot of conviction.
Yeah,
he's very knowledgeable.
And like he realizes that he's going to change hip hop and for the better, and he speaks like that, and it reminds me of like a Kendrick, the way someone like that would speak. But Summertime 06 was disappointing strictly because I let the interviews and all that stuff. You let
it affect your shape.
Yeah,
like the shape of the album to you.
The expectations were higher than what it is. But I will say this: the album is growing on me. It's not a bad album at all. I just got to come to terms with my expectations. I got to set them aside. And I gotta appreciate what Vince was able to do because this is an album released through Def Jam, where that's
not difficult enough.
Where he's not chasing a radio single. He didn't have to struggle to get this album out. He put out Hell Can Wait last October, and now he's doing Summertime 06. And you gotta credit No ID a whole lot because No ID saw the talent in Vince early on and was able to help shape him into a better artist because of it.
Yep.
Vince Staples of 2012 could not make Summertime 06. It would have been way more raw. It would have been way more with anger, frustration. It would have been, it's just unrefined is the term that I would use.
Right.
And No ID's guidance has helped him make a better album than a lot of people might have expected. And it is cool, but at the same time, there's one thing I wanted to see on the album. That was one of the producers he was working with, Michael Uzawaru. I always stumble upon the name. Yeah, I always stumble upon the name because it's such a hard last name. But that was a producer that was working with Vince back in 2012 on Winter in Prague.
And he covered that. He talked about that.
Yeah, and that was the first. Project from Vince that I really liked, that I really heard, and I've been checking for him ever since. So I was hoping that maybe they would reunite. I don't know if there's any like bad blood between them or something because they haven't worked since. But
because we talked about that in the interview. Remember, we asked him, is that something that you would continue doing? He was like, "We'll always make music together."
So yeah, I wanted to see Michael on this album, but obviously they're saving it for that special moment. And it'll happen when it happens, obviously.
So what are your favorite what were your favorite tracks on the album?
Favorite tracks? You gotta go with Lift Me Up. It's probably one of Vince's best lyrical records ever. Ever.
Nice.
Yeah, and I say that after listening to most of his catalog too.
I was just gonna say that, yeah.
You gotta go with Senorita because
it's one of my favorite records.
Yeah.
And why is it one of my favorite records?
It's Future's on.
Because Future's on. Future.
Yeah, it's a very catchy hook, and then you have Vince really delivering with his verses, his storytelling element.
Future Hendrix.
And what else would I like? I'm trying to think off the top.
I liked 3230
Mm-hmm.
a lot. I liked Surf. Again, I liked, obviously Senorita. Let me see. You like to Get Paid too, didn't you?
Get Paid. I think that should be the next single after Senorita.
Think so?
If they're going to do another single, I don't know if they're doing another single, but if they were to do another single, I would definitely go with Get Paid.
Now you said something about him being above and beyond his years.
Yeah, when he speaks,
Yeah.
wisdom-wise.
And I think that this comes, like we were saying before, he doesn't do a lot of glorifying of that lifestyle. Like I touched on when he said, so a really powerful moment, I think, for Vince Staples. Something I think just really went under the radar because, people were tweeting volume. But a kid tweeted him and said, listening to your music, it makes me want to go claim the set, what I'm saying, and bang. And he retweeted and said, that's the last thing my music should make you want to do. And I think that's very pivotal because a lot of rappers out here are glorifying those lifestyles. Like, no diss to Meek Mill, but it's like, nigga, try me, I'll clap you. I'm saying, like, these are things that we're doing, selling dope, all this other shit, right?
But Vince is just trying to tell his story.
Vince is telling a story. This is just recollections of the things and happenings in his life. You can hear that through the music at all times.
We are going to talk about the rating now.
Okay, go for it. Did you want to rate it?
I don't want to rate it yet, personally, because of all the reasons that I mentioned earlier, my expectations, and I just feel like it's an album that I have to digest more.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one that I'm going to listen to for quite a bit.
Yeah.
So it's not something I want to rush to rate. We always try to rush, not we as in you and I, but we as a culture, as a generation, we rush to just put labels on stuff.
Classic. First day out.
Dude, I just listened to 10 seconds of the intro. Classic.
Best album of the summer so far.
I just looked at the cover. This is about to be a great album.
The cover though, I just seen the track listing. Man, that's just how it is. So I'm gonna follow suit with you. Then I'm not gonna rate it either because I want to at least be able to digest it more. I want to know the words to the songs first because he is telling stories. You know what I mean? He's not just punchline. That's not how he works. And so I want to sit on this as well to be able to digest it a little bit fuller before I, on a numerical basis, rate the album because he definitely deserves that respect as an artist.
Mm-hmm. But we want to hear from the fans. We want to hear from fans who have listened to the album. Summertime 06, what'd you like? What'd you dislike? Which disc was better? Was it disc 1 or disc 2? We want to hear. Just let us know in the comment section. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Follow us on Twitter at Sermons Domain.
At Evil Marsupials.
And
I just want to say real quick, if Vince, if you ever see this, or Corey sees this, please make sure you guys come back to Seattle. The 2 times you guys came last year was amazing. You guys were great. The interview you gave us was phenomenal. The Krispy Kreme Jabatos was great too. The shows were dope. And
I'm so glad I wasn't there for that because I don't like Krispy Kreme donuts.
it was in the truck. It was in the bus. Remember?
Oh, I didn't have one then.
Oh, I had some
I
definitely.
don't like Krispy Kreme donuts.
I definitely had some. Corey about it.
Corey, we're going to have to talk about your donuts.
Corey.
And you need to step
Corey,
them up.
keep buying Krispy Kreme, sir. And they were right next to Krispy Kreme. It was the shoebox.
Doesn't matter.
It was right there.
Doesn't
Moving
matter.
on. Anyway, okay, wrapping up. Go buy the album. That was concerning his donut. Lack of donuts knowledge here.
Shut up.
Who does
Go
all
buy Summertime 06 on iTunes and in stores now. Thank you for watching. Peace.